This is a true story that will shake you, maybe even make you cry, but it ends with a miracle. It's raw, real, and filled with divine justice. Don't scroll away, that what you're about to hear might just restore your hope in life. They plan, and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. Sophia had 3 brothers. Their mother had passed away, leaving a gap in their lives that time couldn't quite fill. As the years went by, each of her brothers got married, one after the other. Sophia stayed behind, living with their father in the family home. Eventually, she too got married, but it didn't work out. The marriage ended in divorce. Her marriage didn't just fail, it broke her. She had hopes, like every woman, but those dreams collapsed. And when she came back to her father's house, it was with a wounded heart, looking for shelter. She returned home, hoping to rebuild her life in peace. But life had more trials in store. Not long after, their father passed away. Sophia was left alone in the house. Then came the decision she had no control over. Her brothers agreed to sell the house. With nowhere else to go, she was left with no option but to move in with them, rotating from one brother's house to the next. 1 week here, another week there, over and over again. It was a difficult way to live, no stability, no space she could call her own. And slowly, tension began to rise. Problems started between Sophia and her sisters-in-law. The women, the sisters-in-law, ganged up and accused her of stirring trouble, whispering to their husbands that she was the cause of growing tensions in the home. Her brothers took the side of their wives. One day, while she was staying at her elder brother's house, he came to her and said, "We've arranged a room for you in the back of the house. Everything you need is in there." He said to her plainly, "There's a living room and a toilet in it. You don't need to come out. We're tired of all the fighting with your sisters-in-law." Then he added, "The kids will bring you breakfast, lunch and dinner." Sophia felt deeply hurt. She was now confined to a small room at the back of the house, isolated and alone. No one came to talk to her, except for the children now and then. One evening, a little girl knocked on Sophia's room door. "Auntie, why don't you come play with us?" She smiled faintly. "I'm just a little tired, sweetie," she replied, hiding tears. No one knew the weight she was carrying. She was left with only her thoughts and pain. She began to turn to Allah. She called on Him using His names, names full of hope and healing. She would whisper names of Allah, not loudly, just enough for herself to hear these, the dua she knew, and was confident that Allah is hearing and knows everything, even what is hidden in our hearts. Her tears were her companions, and the darkness of the night knew her sorrow better than her own blood. She would say, "O the Compeller, Al-Jabbar, the Restorer of the heavens and the earth, mend and fix my broken heart. O the Provider, Ar-Razak, grant me provisions." She made a lot of supplications, every night. And every night she cried. Then one day she noticed people entering her brother's house. She couldn't tell who they were, but after some time they left. Then her brother came to her room holding some papers. He told her to sign. She asked why. "Sign here, you're getting married," he said coldly. No discussion, no kindness, no details, just a demand. Her hands trembled as she looked at the paper. Her heart, even shakier. Sophia was devastated. Her own brother, the one she once relied on, now just wanted to get rid of her. "Married?" she whispered to herself. "To who? Why now? Is this really all I am to them? A burden they just want to pass off?" That evening, Sophia sat alone in the small room, holding the pen her brother had thrown in front of her. That was one of the longest nights of her life. She didn't sleep that night. She lay on the thin mattress, staring at the ceiling, her mind racing with questions she had no answers for. Who is he? Is he kind? Does he live alone? Or will I be under the eyes of another woman who'll treat me like my sisters-in-law? What if he has children? Will they see me as an intruder or a servant? Or just another shadow in the house? She wept silently. Not because of fear, but because of uncertainty. No one had even asked if she wanted this. No one cared about how she felt. She thought about running away. She thought about refusing. But where would she go? That night, she clutched her prayer beads tightly and whispered, "Ya Jabbar, I don't know what's coming, but you do. If there's any good in this, let it reach me, and if it's harm, shield me, even from what I think is a blessing." By morning, her eyes were swollen, but her decision was made. She told herself, maybe, just maybe, this is my way out. Maybe Allah is using something strange to give me something beautiful. So she accepted all what is ahead of her, not because she was weak, but because deep down her heart still hoped for a door to open. Talking to herself. Yusuf is 73 years old, but maybe it's better. Maybe this is good for me. At least I'll get out of this room. So she accepted the proposal and got married. The old man agreed with her brother that he would come to pick her up after 2 weeks and take her to her new home. Unfortunately, a month passed, the old man did not show up. One day, Sophia's brother insulted her to her face. "You're unlucky," he said coldly. "Misfortune follows you. Even men run away from you." She broke down in tears, yet again. But still, she kept praying, kept calling on Allah, her only refuge. After 2 months passed. Then, one afternoon, a man arrived at her brother's house. He asked, "Is this the house of a woman named Sophia?" They said yes. The man replied, "I'm the son of Mr. Yusuf, the man who proposed to your sister. I've come to visit my father's wife." Her brother was stunned, but led the young man to Sophia's small room. The man gently introduced himself. "My name is Ahmed Yusuf. I'm the son of the man who proposed to you." Then, out of deep respect, he kissed her head and her hand. He continued, "After my father left this house that day, he fell sick the very next morning, and 2 days later, he passed away." He paused, then added softly, "But to me you are in the place of my mother, because you were his wife." When the young man said, "My father passed away 2 days after he left your house," Sophia froze. For a moment, she didn't speak. Then came the shock. "My father left behind wealth. Your share is $3 million in cash. And that's just the beginning. There are also farms, houses, and more." He explained that they needed someone with a power of attorney to go to court and finalize the documents. "If you can give one of your brothers power of attorney," he suggested, "they can come with us." But Sophia quickly shook her head. "Number one, I don't trust my brothers. I will give it to you instead. You came here to find me for something you could have easily kept quiet about. That says a lot." Her thoughts flashed back to the day she signed that paper. The insults from her brother, the humiliation, the uncertainty. He never even came back. Not out of rejection, not because he changed his mind, but because his time in this world had come to an end. And yet, here she was, still being remembered in his will, honored, respected, not discarded. She sat down, quietly, trying to process it all. He didn't forget me. In fact, he might have been the only one who saw value in me when no one else did. She didn't cry this time. There were no tears left, just awe at Allah's qadr, His mercy, His unexpected plans. She looked at the young man, Ahmed, and said, "Your father didn't just leave me wealth. He left me dignity. May Allah forgive him and elevate his place." And for the first time in what felt like years, Sophia smiled with sincerity. A soft smile. The kind that only comes when you realize you were never forgotten by Allah, who sent someone who barely knew you to come and honor you, defend you, and return everything that was taken from you. The next morning, Ahmed Yusuf returned with his personal driver. A sleek black car waited outside. Sophia walked out quietly, dressed modestly, holding her small handbag. Her brothers watched from behind the curtains, speechless. As the car drove through the city, Sophia stared out the window, not saying much. So many emotions ran through her mind. Is this real? Will they actually give me my right? But she remained silent, dignified. When they arrived at the courthouse, everything was already arranged. Ahmed had hired a lawyer. He treated her with so much respect, like an honored guest, not someone who'd been tossed from room to room like a burden. "Do you trust me?" he asked. She nodded. Without hesitation, she signed the power of attorney, not to her brothers, but to the young man who respected her enough to stand by her when he had nothing to gain. That moment meant more than papers. It was proof that Allah never forgets those who call upon him. A week later, Ahmed returned. This time, he wasn't alone. The lawyer came with him, holding a small leather briefcase. They sat in the guest room, not the back room. Her brother's wife watched from afar, stunned. Ahmed opened the briefcase, gently placing documents on the table. Sophia stared at the papers. She tried to speak, but her lips trembled. Her eyes filled with tears, not of grief, but of freedom. Ahmed smiled gently and said, "We're here to open your official bank account. You'll sign today. Everything will be under your name only." She looked at the papers, official documents from a respected bank. Her ID was needed, her fingerprints too. The banker explained everything clearly. Sophia signed, slowly, hand trembling. 1, 2, 3 documents. The lawyer nodded. "Done. Your account is active. And here?" He handed her a checkbook and bank card. "This is yours." For the first time, her name wasn't tied to someone else's house. It stood alone, strong, dignified, respected, and for the first time in her life, she wasn't depending on anyone. She had her own name on her own account. And now she would choose for herself who to trust, who to love, and how to live. Sophia packed her things. She walked out of the back room where she'd once been hidden away and moved into her own palace. As Sophia stood at the gate, suitcase in hand, ready to leave the house once and for all, her brother's wife peeked through the curtain. Their eyes met. Sophia gave a soft smile, not out of pride, but peace, a woman who finally had her dignity back. The sister-in-law stared at her, lips pressed, pretending to fix the curtain, but she couldn't hide it. Her eyes followed Sophia all the way to the car, where Ahmed was waiting to escort her to her new home, a real one, not a storage room, not a corner, not a burden, a palace written by Allah's mercy. And that stare from behind the curtain? That was the look of someone realizing they had just kicked a queen out of their house. She moved into her new home, a beautiful villa left by Yusuf. No one told her where to sit, when to eat, or how to live. Now she lives peacefully with everything she once dreamed of. She has dignity, independence, and most of all, the freedom to choose who she wants to marry. This is not fiction. It's a true story, a lesson for us all. Allah tells us in Quran, "And whosoever keeps his duty to Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect." Chapter 65, verses 2 and 3. Please like and share this story so others can benefit. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another true story that just might change your life. Stories like this deserve to be heard. Share, like, and stay with us.